Well, hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some minimal and meaningful gifts that you can give to the loved ones in your life. From experiences to consumables to thoughtful physical gifts, I hope that this video gives you some ideas and inspiration on some really intentional gifts that you can give this Christmas season. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And I think when it comes to giving really meaningful gifts, it is incredibly important that we first and foremost consider the actual person that we're planning on giving the gift to. What would they love? What would they use? What's something that wouldn't add clutter for them? And so really thinking about the recipient is a great place to start. And if you don't know what they love or what they'd use, ask. And I feel like sometimes we're afraid to ask people what they want, whether that's for Christmas, their birthday, or any other holiday. But this is such an easy way to ensure that the gift that you're giving is going to be wanted and used by that person. And so creating Christmas wish lists is something that my family has been doing for years, and I love them because it means that whatever gift I give, I know that it's going to be cherished. But then on top of just asking what they want, maybe I want the gift to be a surprise or something like that, there are a few main categories that I like to consider that I find tend to lend themselves to a more intentional and meaningful gift. And I know a lot of families who grew up with the saying, something they want, something they need, something to eat, and something to read, as kind of a way to figure out what gifts they were going to give that Christmas. And I really love that idea, but over the years, I've kind of shifted around and added a couple of categories myself. So the gift-giving categories that I like to consider are something consumable, something they need, something to eat, something to read, and something to experience. And I love each of these because they naturally lend themselves to less clutter, to meeting needs, and to creating experiences and memories, which to me are definitely the ingredients to making a meaningful gift. So now though, with those kind of big picture ideas in mind, I want to dive into each of these categories and give you some specific examples for what this might look like and what might make for some really meaningful gifts. Well, let's get started with the first category, and that's something consumable. And this is really anything that the recipient can use and use up. So this might look like skincare, makeup, personal care items, different household essentials even. And what I love about this category is it's something that the person can use and get value from, but it's not going to stay in their life long-term creating clutter. So a couple specific examples. One of my favorite consumable gifts to give is a candle. I love this bergamot spice candle. Smells amazing. It's a soy candle by the Hearth & Hand brand, which you can actually get at Target. And this is a gift that's so simple and so classic, yet it is that for a reason. The right candle really can just create the most amazing, cozy feeling, and this specific candle definitely does that. If you're looking for a bit more of a handmade option, I love this sandalwood rose candle. It's made by PF Candle Company, and it again, smells amazing, but more of a fresh scent, so amazing in something like a bathroom, kitchen, something like that. But also the packaging on this is so incredibly cute, and I love just the idea of being able to display this, use it up, and then recycle the container afterwards. Another great option for this category would be something like a bar of handmade soap. You can find those a lot in local farmers markets and things like that. Or if you wanted to get a little bit more fun with it, I love the idea of gifting something like these polished bottle hand wash jars. They actually have them for all kinds of different things. You can get jars labeled shampoo, conditioner, whatever, but you could fill it up with a really fun hand lotion or hand soap, and then just gift this as a lovely bottle that the person can just refill over time. And this is something that we actually did in our bathroom this year. We got these polished jar bottles, which you can find on Etsy, and then just filled it with this oud, cedar, and amber hand soap. This stuff smells incredible. And so when you combine this with this, it's just kind of this luxurious experience and just such a beautiful gift. I also love gifting makeup, especially if there's something that you know the person is running out of. One of my favorite makeup companies that's definitely on the more sustainable side is Elate Cosmetics. They have a lot of refillable bamboo packaging, which is so cool. Their makeup is great, and I just love supporting some more sustainable companies, so Elate is definitely on the list. And then I feel like at this time of year, our skin, or at least mine, is so incredibly dry. And so for that, I love the idea of gifting some kind of body lotion or hand lotion. I really love the Body Shop's lotions, especially their hand cream. The Shea scent is Shea? I don't actually know how you say that. I don't know if I've ever said it out loud. But it smells amazing, and it's just nice to have something to be able to put on your hands when they get all dry and cracked during the winter. And then the last idea for the consumables, same kind of concept here, is gifting a really lovely chapstick. And I'm a big fan of the Savannah Bee Company's chapsticks, and this is the Key Lime scent. Like literally, it smells like pie. It's amazing. So those are just a few consumable gift ideas, and there are definitely a lot more that I didn't mention, but definitely get creative with it and think about what's something that you might be able to give that they can use, enjoy, and then just kind of move on from when they're done. Let's move on to our next category now though, and that's something they need. And this one, more than any of the others that we're going to talk about today, needs to be tailored specifically to the person you're giving the gift to. And to ask them or someone close to them what's something that they need and kind of go from there. Now that being said, there definitely are some things that just naturally wear out on us over time, whether that's things like clothing, undergarments, shoes, the list goes on. And so because of that, I want to offer a few ideas, but again, definitely just consider the specific person you're giving the gift to. And let's start this off by talking about undergarments, whether that's socks, underwear, or bras. Because we wear them every day, they just naturally tend to get a lot more wear and thus wear out faster than many of our other items of clothing. And so because of that, that's often something that we need, and so it really can make for an amazing gift. And when it comes to finding high quality basics, organic basics is definitely my go-to. I'm an especially big fan of their bras and their socks, but really you can't go wrong with them. So if the person you're thinking of is in need of some basics, I love the idea of gifting some high quality items from Organic Basics. Another great gift option can be to give a nice cozy sweater. And for me at least, no one does high quality, classic, and timeless sweaters better than Everlane. And this is one of their cashmere sweaters, so it's made out of recycled cashmere, which is a great, kind of more sustainable gift idea. I'm also wearing their alpaca wool sweater, which is my all-time favorite sweater, so I definitely think that that could make for a great gift as well. But I think that especially kind of as we're entering the colder months, it's definitely getting into winter now. A lovely timeless sweater can be just an amazing wardrobe staple that your gift recipient can use for years and years to come. And speaking of wardrobe staples, I feel like a great pair of jeans is another incredible gift idea and something that can be worn time and time again. And these jeans are from Madewell, not Everlane. I know, a shocker, but I have recently fallen in love with their perfect vintage cut. It's more sustainably made and they fit incredibly. So this is definitely a gift you'd want to do some digging on to make sure that you're getting the sizing right and everything like that. That's where kind of getting up with a close friend or just, you know, slipping some pointed questions in there can be helpful, so do some digging. But a great pair of jeans is, again, just something that the person isn't going to just wear once or twice and then kind of it's going to fall into the back of the closet. It's going to be something that they wear on a weekly or even daily basis. Okay, and then one final clothing option, and that's a really high quality pair of shoes. A high quality pair of shoes like these ones from Nisolo really can last for years, and it's one of those things that you can just have in your wardrobe that is immediately going to elevate whatever you're wearing. And so whether it's a pair of shoes like this or something of similar kind of quality and craftsmanship, I really feel like you can't go wrong with high quality shoes, especially if maybe the person you're giving the gift to has some shoes that are nearing the end of their life or are maybe completely worn out at this point. So those are just a couple of clothing ideas, but then I also love the idea of giving something that the person needs in their home or just life in general. And especially with homeware, what's needed is going to vary a lot from person to person. So I won't offer a ton of ideas here, just two. First is a ceramic cookware set. This one is from Caraway, and I love just how gorgeous this pots and pan set is from Caraway. They actually also released a bakeware set recently, which looks phenomenal. It looks so cool. But not only is a cookware set like this very aesthetic and beautiful, but it's also a great non-toxic alternative to things like Teflon pots and pans. And so if you know someone whose cookware set looks like it's kind of been through the ringer, it's seen better days, I think that an amazing ceramic pots and pan set like this can make for such a thoughtful gift. And then another idea, and something that's actually on my personal wish list for this year, is some amazing high quality knives. And this is such a good gift because high quality knives really can make such an incredible difference in just your level of enjoyment in food preparation, but also great knives can last a lifetime as well if they're well taken care of. And so it's a gift that you can give one time that the person can love and use literally for the rest of their life. All right, well, hopefully those are some ideas to help get you started with thinking through some gifts that you might be able to give that can meet the needs of your loved ones. But now let's move on to our next category and talk about something to eat. And I love this one on so many levels. Number one, I just love food. I enjoy eating, and so something consumable, something to eat always is a great gift in my opinion, but also because you're eating it, you're consuming it, it's not something that's going to add clutter. And there's something really meaningful, for me at least, if you're able to give a gift that you made, especially something like food where you kind of poured your time, your attention, your efforts into it. I feel like that's just something that makes for a really meaningful gift. So ideas for this one might include something like making cookies or a dessert and giving that as a Christmas gift. Maybe you make a pie as a hostess gift if you're going over to someone's house, or you make cookies and put them in someone's stocking. And I love drinking fun drinks, whether that's hot chocolate, tea, coffee, whatever, but I also think that they make for amazing gifts too. So maybe try going to your favorite local coffee shop and asking for a bag of beans and give it to the coffee lover in your life as a Christmas gift. This is actually something that we did while we were in Italy. We went to one of the cafes that we loved the coffee of, and we just asked them if we would be able to purchase from them a bag of beans. And don't tell anyone. I don't feel like he'll be watching this video, so we should be safe, but we're actually giving that to my father-in-law as a present this year. I thought that was such a fun and unique idea, and so maybe do that with your own local coffee shop. If you love their coffee, maybe try purchasing some of it and giving it to someone. But then I also love the idea of gifting tea too. A couple years ago, one of my best friends gave me a chai tea sampler as a gift, and it was one of the most thoughtful gifts because she knew how much I love me some good tea, but also it was so fun just getting to experience trying out all of the different teas, and every time I drank that tea I would just think of her, and it was just so sweet, such a meaningful gift. And so I love the idea of giving a fun tea sampler. And I will link to one of my favorites below, but if you want to make it even more personalized, I feel like it would be really fun to maybe go to a local loose leaf tea store or something like that and maybe pick out a few of them and then put them in bottles or something like that and just create your own tea sampler of some of your favorite teas to give to a loved one. I feel like that would just be so sweet, so thoughtful, and actually I'm thinking about it, you could do it with tea, but equally fun. I actually created my own spice set, but if the person you are thinking of giving a gift to loves cooking, they like trying different spice blends, maybe you could do something similar and do different spices or herbs or blends or whatever and create a little sampler for them of some really cool different spice blends. I feel like that could be a really fun gift. Something else that could be really fun is you could bring all the supplies to make a recipe together. So not only are you gifting something to eat, but also you're able to turn it into an experience. So for example, one year my family kind of got all of the supplies that we need to make our own pasta. And so we spent Christmas Day making some homemade Italian recipe. My family is Italian, so it was some traditional Italian pasta that we made together. Something like that could just be a really fun memory and experience too. I'm also a big fan of Trader Joe's. Their snack foods are just out of this world incredible. And so on my Christmas list this year, I literally just put buy me anything snack related from Trader Joe's, whether it's candies, chocolates, things like that. I feel like they do a great job of having like fun, different snacks. And I feel like snacks can make for really good gifts. Okay, and we've got 2 categories left here. Next is something to read. And I feel like books, whether it's physical or digital, can make for such incredible gifts because it really is just this relaxing experience that can transport you to new worlds, help you to learn, and just books help us to grow as people. It's about so much more than the physical book. For me at least, reading definitely is an experience. And so I wouldn't say go gifting books to people who don't read, but for book lovers, books can be a fantastic gift. And again, this is one where it's really important to keep the person you're giving the gift to in mind. But one of the book series that I really enjoyed reading this past year was the Six of Crows duology. So it's 2 books. It's Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. And I think you'd classify them as fantasy books, but it was such a fun read. I really enjoyed that series. Definitely recommend it. But then on the nonfiction side of things, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry was a book that my soul needed to hear when I read it. And if you have someone in your life who's just trying to slow down or maybe can feel overwhelmed by just how busy our culture is, this is such a good book. And then just an amazing cozy book to read is The Little Book of Hygge. Hygge. It's so hard to say. But basically, this is a guide to all things cozy, and I feel like it is a very Christmassy, wintry book that gives you all the warm, fuzzy vibes. The tagline on it is The Danish Secrets to Happy Living, and it's basically just got lots of fun ideas, practices, and habits on kind of how to enjoy the simple things in life. So it's a very easy read, a very light read, and just a fun book. And then the one other idea that I'll mention for this category is gift cards. Maybe you want to give them a gift to a local bookshop that they love, or an Audible gift card so that they can get some of these books on audiobook. So just an idea, but now let's wrap this up with the final one, and that's something to experience. And I find that gifting experiences really can make for some of the most thoughtful gifts because, in a sense, you're gifting memories. And I know that personally, when I look back at what were some of the most thoughtful, the most meaningful gifts that I've been given over the years, most of them are experiences. And so I just love gifting experiences. And I think at the top of the experience-related gifts, for me at least, is travel. So maybe you want to book an Airbnb, buy some plane tickets, or plan a trip. I've in the past even just said, okay, hey Christopher, this is where we're going. We're going to Asheville for a weekend, and then figured out the details of it later. But regardless of how you choose to approach it, this is something that can be just so much fun. I also love the idea of gifting concert tickets to a favorite artist or game tickets to maybe a sports lover's favorite team. A couple other ideas, you could also gift a coffee shop or a restaurant date and basically say, hey, I'm going to take you out to this place. Let's go, let's share a meal, let's spend some time together. Presence is the best present, but also you're kind of creating an experience around it too by taking them somewhere special. You could also give them a gift certificate to something that they're passionate about. So for example, my brother-in-law loves movies. He loves going to the theater, and so gifting him something like a movie theater gift card could be a meaningful gift. And then 2 other ideas that do have a physical component to them, but for me at least are far more about the experience, are games and puzzles. And Christopher and I are big board game people. We love just how board games really can bring people together and just enjoy kind of time together spent away from phones and things like that. So Catan is one of our all-time favorite games. It's probably our most played board game ever, and it really is just such a classic and a game that you can play again and again and again, and it never really gets old. And then I know puzzles aren't for everyone. Personally, I love them, but I love the idea of getting a really beautiful puzzle. Personally, I'm obsessed with this Cavallini & Co. puzzle brand. This is a national park kind of vintage style puzzle that is so gorgeous, and they have some amazing ones of things like constellations, different kinds of flora and fauna, lots of fun, different, very unique puzzles. And again, I love puzzles because they're something that really bring people together. I feel like some of the best conversations that I've personally had over the holidays have come while we were all sitting at a table working on a puzzle together. So I really feel like this can make for a great gift as well. Regardless of what type of experience-based gift you choose to give though, I love how gifts like these really can help us to draw closer to loved ones and to make memories. All right, well, we've made it to the end, and I know that was a lot, but hopefully you can come away from this video with some thoughtful and meaningful gifts that you can give to the loved ones in your life this holiday season. And I can't remember if I mentioned it already, but if you were looking for any links or any of the items that I mentioned in today's video, or just the general categories we talked about it, I'll have all the information you need linked out for you in the description box below. So definitely check that out. But that's everything I've got for you today. As always though, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean the world to me if you would give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already for more simple and intentional living content coming at you twice a week. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.